Hi guys. So far we've been looking at Archaius 2, the newer Netflix config implementation, um, which is pretty cool. You have the layered config. You can set all overriding structures within your configs. It's pretty awesome. But one thing that Archaius 2 doesn't do, that Archaius Legacy does, is bring in a hell of a lot more configuration sources, such as S3, AWS S3, or DynamoDB or JDBC. So we're going to have a little look at Archaius Legacy to see basically how S3 works, and then maybe in later episodes we'll have a look at some more as well. But the config objects within Archaius 2 and Archaius Legacy are not compatible. So Netflix made this this bridge project, which kind of uses Google Juice to actually kind of combine the configurations. So we'll have a look at that at another time. But for now, we'll just have a little sneak peek at Archaius Legacy. Archaius Legacy is very well documented. So I'm not going to do a hell of a lot of videos on it because the documentation is out there. So we'll just have a quick look at S3. Here I've got the Archaius AWS Legacy dependency 0.7.6, and because we're using S3, I need the AWS Java SDK for S3 and the core. And this Jackson data bind is just a requirement as well, otherwise the program I'm about to make will just blow up if we don't have it. Okay, so let's get started. We're gonna have a dynamic, because it's going to be polled, configuration dynamic configuration. Okay, and that's going to take two objects like the dynamic config in Archaius 2. It's going to take a configuration source, and it's going to take a fixed delay polling scheduler. In Archaius 2 it was fixed delay strategy or fixed polling strategy. They're slightly different. So let's do that now. We're going to bring in a S3 configuration source. And a fixed delay polling scheduler. Okay. Spelled it wrong. Cool. And this is going to take three arguments, this constructor. Either AWS credentials provider or an Amazon S3 object. I'm going to stick with the Amazon S3 object because the S3 configuration source is using a deprecated Amazon S3 client, so I'm just going to bring in my own Amazon S3 and not worry about the credentials provider. It would be a lot simpler though if I just put in a credentials provider, but I don't want to use the deprecated stuff, so I'll just do my own. Okay, so what we need is a Amazon S3 is equal to Amazon S3 client builder. Use a standard one with credentials, and we're going to use a new a profile credentials. I don't think that's right actually. Is it right? No. Profile credentials provider. Yeah, that's the one. And that's going to take a string, and the profile that I set up is just called sleeper that I set up on the AWS CLI. And we need a region. Whoop. With region, I'm in EU West 1. And then we'll build. So there's my Amazon S3 object, which isn't deprecated. We can bring that in. And the second argument is going to be a bucket. If you have a look at my my S3, I got a few buckets here, but the config is in this sleeper config bucket, and it's within this prod folder, config.properties. So my bucket name, second argument, bucket name, sleeper config. Third argument is the key, and it lives within prod config.properties. Okay, and with Archaius Legacy, we can't just use the config straight away, we have to install it with a configuration manager. .install config. Okay, and there, now we can just use it. So like before, we'll just have a while loop with a system out. Config.getString. It's going to be feature description, because that is what is in there. That's the one I've uploaded to S3. Feature description. Okay. So if we run this now, actually I will have the separator asleep. Thread.sleep, 5 seconds. Okay, so now if I run this, if all went well. Okay, there we go, an S3 config description. And now I can change it. Config.properties, and I'll change this, just changed. Change, fine. And then I'll upload it to S3. cp config.properties to the bucket S3 sleeper config prod config.properties. That's uploaded, and now it should change. There we go. An S3 config description changed. Okay, and that's simple as. With the fixed delay polling scheduler, Archaius Legacy, you kind of set a load of properties within your system properties. So we see here we've got Archaius fixed delay polling scheduler .delay millis 1000. So every second it's going to poll S3, and we've got this initial delay as well, which is 1 second. So when you're at lows, it's going to wait that long before it starts polling for S3. Okay, and that's pretty much it for S3. For S3 config. DynamoDB, not too different, but we'll have a look at that another time. Okay, so that's just a quick look at Archaius Legacy. Yeah, quite simple. Yeah, here we go. Thanks for watching.